This is Gary the Hero, and this is my review of Bungou Stray Dogs episode 19. In this episode, the girls are trying to escape Hirano and Naomi, but unluckily they get captured by the guild members, even though they got pretty far away. Unluckily, it takes them a little while for Tanizaki and Kita to get there on time, but they managed to disrupt them enough to let the girls escape. In my opinion, they probably should have just tried to attack them directly and then let the girls escape on their own. But it's like they focused too much on trying to rescue the girls that it kind of gave the signal to the guild members that they need to focus on the girls versus, just focusing on the fight. In the course of the fight, what I thought was interesting is that Tanizaki used his powers to not disrupt the area to try to fool them, but he instead made the guild members look like they weren't there, so in turn a bus that came by basically hit them, and that's when the girls get to try to escape. They get pretty far and they almost manage to make it to the train, but the guild members kind of counter this and they're able to grab the girls again. At some point, what I thought was funny is that the guild members called basically the agency the moralists, that they have morals so that they won't really do what they need to do. And this ends up pushing Tanizaki to the edge because he's like, you know what, they're trying to get my sister, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get past you. So he manages to counter them, but also let the girls escape on the train. But unluckily, grabs them too as well. Eventually, they're able to counter them and also escape, and that's what ends the battle. They're able to fool them enough to escape, and also the girls escape. But of course, that's not the end of it. When the girls get on, they manage to get on, but they see this weird person on the train, and they're just like, okay, who is this? And in the meantime, Atsushi and Dazai try to meet up with the girls by waiting at the train station, but a lot of time passes by, and they're just like, okay, what's going on? And that's funny because Danzai acts like he needs to go to the bathroom, but he realizes that the Port Mafia people are there, and he talks with them thinking that they're trying to attack him, but their purpose is to relay a message from the Port Mafia boss that they want Dazai back, which I think is interesting because from the point of view of the Port Mafia boss, he wants to finish this war as soon as possible, and he knows that Dazai is probably the more important person that he'd want to get, because that's the only threat he feels that there is from the agency. So he wants to finish this up as soon as he can, so he thinks that he can somehow convince Dazai to get back with him. And of course he tells them, no, you know what, I've changed, I'm a good person now, I don't want to deal with you guys. But in the course of talking with them, he also realizes that they've released Yumemo, who I guess Dazai had trouble capturing before. I guess he was the only one that could do that, and he realizes that they must be really desperate if they let go of someone that they couldn't even defeat, that they could just capture. It's not apparent really till we see what Yumemo's powers is, that basically she has mind control powers, and she can use that to the point where you don't know who you're fighting, and also you kind of go crazy. So luckily Dazai is able to help Atsushi, who's kind of going crazy, and also the girls, because basically he gets tricked into trying to attack Yumemo, but really he's killing the girls by choking them, but he doesn't realize it. But luckily Dazai can cancel the powers, and he's able to kind of come to a stalemate with Yumemo, but she gets away and she says basically that she'll get back at him at some point. And then it's like a little struggle with Atsushi because he's kind of getting depressed and feels like he can't do anything, but Dazai kind of snaps him out of it. You can't keep worrying about yourself because you're going to get hurt because of it. And also everybody else will. So they move on, and Dazai feels that, like, if the Port Mafia boss is going to go to these lengths, I need to do something to even up the score. So he decides to meet up with Ango and ask for a favor to try to even up the score. But unluckily, while they are driving to wherever they're trying to go, Ango's car gets hit. And it's not really clear. I'm going to assume that they're going to say that it was the guild that crashed into them, but for all we know, it could be the Port Mafia again. But at the end of this, Atsushi gets confronted by the guild's leader, Fitzgerald, and he tries to attack him, but he uses his best hit, and it just doesn't do anything. That's how strong Fitzgerald is. And he gets knocked out, and it looks like Fitzgerald's just going to try to finish him off, but Kyoko shows up, and I think she's trying to defend him, but it kind of leaves the episode at that. I'm kind of thinking that she's going to try to say, please spare him, or something like that, because obviously the guild got a hold of her. I mean, it was implied, but of course, now we know for sure. We're not really sure if Fitzgerald's controlling her, or she's just kind of like captive in tow. It'll be interesting to see what all happens next, because so far it's pretty much been that the Port Mafia is kind of just sitting back, letting everybody else do it. They did their little fight, but now they're pretty much just watching the agency and the guild go at each other. And they've already... I'm going to assume that the Port Mafia also foiled Dazai's plan as well. So I'm very forward to looking to see what the next episode will bring. I don't see the battle ending anywhere toward the end. I mean, we might even end up with a cliffhanger at the end of the season, to be honest. But like always, comment below, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you next time.